Welcome to the Hockeytown West Podcast. Here to talk all things Griffins, Firebirds, and Walleye are your hosts, Nick Harrington and Brandon Cook.
Oh, what is up, sir? Happy Wednesday.
Happy Hump Day.
Yes, happy Hump Day. What a day.
Yeah, what a day. First day back for me.
Yeah. You were off till yesterday, weren't you?
Yeah, I was off yesterday.
First day back at work after your little birthday vacation. I'm sure that was so fun. I can tell with the look on your face you loved every second of it.
Being at work?
Yeah.
Oh, no, not at all. But I didn't want to be here either, so it was like, the lesser of two evils.
Like here with me or at home?
At home. My other home. Here with you, it's easy, you know?
Yeah, I'm pretty laid back until you misspell things on Twitter.
Oh, boy.
It's okay.
You know how
we
many
both
Did you see how many times I edited that exact post? 4 times. 4 times. Okay. First example was put in, and then Bergen was spelled wrong. And then the AHL website never posted the assist. And I saw, because I watched the freaking play. So I saw Sarnik pass it. So I put him on as the assist. And then they updated like 4 minutes later that Wyatt Newpower gave it to Sarnik to give to Bergie. So I'm like, quit. One video from me tonight. That was it. 4 times.
Hey, the effort was appreciated, and if it makes you feel better, they didn't ever announce Newpower's assist even in the arena. So, you're good. Or I would have called you out on that too. But
yeah, well, at first it posted with no assist because I was like, no, somebody gave him the puck. So I'm like, okay, Sarnik, I see that, and I had to really look at that because I was like, is it 27 or 17? I'm like, Taro's back tonight. I was like, heck yeah.
No, he was not. Uh-oh. Does it ever feel like you go from work being supervised by, that mess there, and then you come on here and then you're supervised by this mess right here? That's me.
Well, the problem is I'm not supervised anywhere. That's really what the problem is. There's no coaching. There's no help. It's just figure it out.
All there is the Hockeytown West Podcast, and that's what we are. And I'm one of your hosts, Brandon.
I'm just Nick tonight. No co-host, no host, no nothing. Just Nick. I'm trying.
So tonight's a little different. As long as everything goes smoothly and I don't have to eat my words here, this will be the first podcast we've actually put on YouTube on video showing our 2 ugly mugs while we do this. So this is new. I don't know what to do with my hands when I'm doing this. I talk with my hands a lot, so I'm like, yeah,
I mean,
what do I do?
We've been doing this on Patreon for a while, so I mean, to me, it's nothing new.
That's fair.
Nothing changes. Fair. I always see you on video, so
I'm sorry.
I'm used to your ugly mug.
Wow. I know.
You said it. I didn't.
I know. I said both of us too.
Oh, my mom thinks I'm cute, so we're good there.
Oh, that's not the only difference in this episode. This episode is the first episode we are partnered with Everything Hockey Clothing Company, which, as you can see on video there, Nick is wearing one of their fantastic hoodies already, his Hockey and Hugs hoodie. Honestly, a brand that we both stand behind pretty big here, and super happy to be partnered with them going forward. It's a big deal for us, and everyone should go to their website, everythinghockey.com, and buy a hoodie, buy a shirt. They make some awesome stuff. I dug into it more last night. I thought it was just simple lace stuff like yours. There's some sweet stuff on there. And when they go on there, they should use code WEST, WEST. Helps us out when they do that. So,
yeah, you get a discount code. So I saw this on Twitter before Christmas, and then either Twitter, yeah, I think it was on Twitter, and I reposted them. And I was like, hey, has anybody had any luck with this company? Anybody know anything? And like 4 people jumped on and was like, yeah, they're my favorite hoodie. I have like 6 of them. And I'm like, looking through the catalog, they have a ton of stuff. They have city stuff. I like these. I call them the personality ones because it's like Hockey and Hugs is the one that I got from Maria. They've got Hockey and Tacos, Hockey and Wings, Hockey and Beer, Hockey and Vodka, Hockey and Dogs. They have so many different ones in different colors. I love the skate lace that they use for the hoodie string. Also, it's super, and like I'm not just building them up because we just got sponsored with them. I partnered up with them. Like I absolutely love these hoodies. I wanted to buy like 3 more yesterday, and instead I sent him a message. I was like, "Hey, how do we get connected with you guys?" And it came out that fast. Like, so it doesn't take long either. Once you order your stuff, you get it within 3 to 5 days. Marie said 3 days, and it comes from New York. So Niagara Falls, New York, which is pretty fast. But I think our code is it 10% off or 15?
No, it's the code is 10% off. Yep, 10% off everything there. It's great, man. And they were super friendly and super fast at connecting back with us. Like, super excited to work with them going forward. So again, everythinghockey.com, code WEST, WEST, get 10% off your order, and it helps the show out. So appreciate them and appreciate everyone who hops on there. Definitely worth taking a look at. You might not be a Seattle Kraken fan, but they're launching a new dark blue with the Seattle Kraken teal strings, and it is, ooh, that is my next purchase from them, guaranteed. I love that color combination.
I have to take a look at that one. I didn't see that one.
It's really nice. So, yep.
The hoodies are only like $40 too. You really can't beat that.
You really can't. No, it's an awesome deal.
It's thick. Like, I'm going to wear mine to the games from now on.
Yeah, you'll be nice and warm. I mean, I always wear a hoodie underneath the jerseys I buy because I always buy big jerseys. So, like, it's nice to have those, but at the same time, I'm just excited to wear those around. I love hockey stuff. So,
yeah,
I'm pumped. I got the hockey and beer one on the way because,
oh,
that's me.
You did say you ordered 4 of them. Which 4 did you order?
I ordered 2, not 4.
Okay.
I got that one, and Heather's got one coming her way too. The white one with the black speckles, and then the purple skate lace strings. It'll look nice. I'm pumped. But yeah, enough about that. We can go on and for hours about honestly all their products. They're so great. There was nothing that happened today in the world of hockey, right? Nothing. We can just move into the Griffins game.
I mean, I deleted Twitter off my phone, so
that's probably for the best. So
yeah, watch a lot of dog videos on Instagram.
There's some great dog videos on Instagram, but we're not going to dive into this too much. There's enough information out there. The Hockey Canada stuff investigation seems to be in full swing now, as 5 players on that team were summoned by police to whatever city it was in. I cannot remember off the top of my head. Again, I'm uneducated on this. All we're going to speak on it is if these 5 players are guilty, they shouldn't play the game of hockey again, and hopefully everything comes out in a way where the victims at least feel some sort of justice at the end of it. That's where I'll end that. We're not going to dive too deep into it. It's not our players, thank God, and we'll move on from there.
Yeah, hopefully they can finally get the closure that they need and that they need. I mean, this has been going on for, you said it was the 2018 team?
It was the 2018 World Junior team. I mean, again, I'm not super educated on it, don't know all the details, but at the same time, it looks like the NHL is dropping the ball on how they're handling it. Try to announce another expansion team in the middle of all this. Good going, guys. Ugly media presence today, which is why you said you stayed off Twitter. I don't blame you. Mental health's important. Sometimes taking that break is good. Everyone should do that once in a while, except don't take a break from our Twitter. That's where the good stuff happens, we promise.
Yeah, these come back on Wednesdays. I had to come back. I had to come back tonight. I let everything go over. But yeah, expansion team, that's fun.
No, we're not even talking about that. Actually, we can talk about one expansion team, but that's later. That's in the ECHL. And they didn't plan that to go down like that today. But we finally got the name of the new team in Illinois. So we'll go into that later. But let's go into what happened today in Grand Rapids. And it was the Griffins just absolutely doing the comeback thing again today against the Rockford Ice Hogs. I don't understand what all of a sudden, we went from the Lions being the cardiac cats to these are the cardiac kids down here in Grand Rapids. This is crazy.
Yeah, it's strange because we were winning games like 4-1, 5-1. We were getting the lead right away, right in the first period. And then these last, 4 games? Is it 4 or 5 games?
4 games, yeah.
We've had to come back to win in the last 5 minutes of the game. But yeah, I didn't get to cover a whole lot. I was fixing spelling errors. You were at the game. Nice little winning Wednesday. So break it down for me because I wasn't there.
I'll break it down for everybody that wasn't there. No, the Griffins and the Rockford Ice Hogs played, sir. No, the Griffins win this one 3-1. And it was a weird game. So the first period, man, Griffins only had 2 shots on goal in the first. Rockford had 6. And that's one of the lowest shot count periods I've seen for both sides in a long time. The weirdest part, though, was like there was like a 10, 12-minute period where there was no whistle. It was just like they just kept going and going and going, and nothing was really happening. Like Rockford's six shots were all really low chance, low opportunity shots. They weren't anything in high danger zones. The Griffins' 2 shots were great opportunities, but Drew Comesso stood on his head, as he tends to do against the Grand Rapids Griffins. But like the refs just let him play. There was some big hits thrown. Didier was throwing monster hits left and right. Mazer threw a couple. Vollander threw a few. Like it. I was just, it was just felt like tension, like the tension was there. Like, so I was like, something's going to break. And then it never did. The period ended 0-0. And you're like, okay, I don't really know what just happened there. I'm going to go get a beer and like calm down a little bit here. Cause I was on the edge of my seat for most of it. It was just back and forth. No really clogging up the neutral zone, but the Griffins just kind of, they played a little flat footed. Their start wasn't great. Defensively, it wasn't the best, but I mean, Kosa bailed them out of this period and he played extremely well this evening. Second period comes around, man, and 5 minutes into it, Mike Hardman for Rockford gets the first goal of the game, and then that was it for the second. Grand Rapids outshot Rockford 11-8, and there was really no other action in the second period besides a couple penalties, really, and one roughing penalty near the end of the period for Albert Johansson and one of the Rockford's players after they went and kind of, I wouldn't say crashed the net. They went and made a nice play on Kosa. He made a huge save. Kind of all over the place. The puck ends up squeaking out. The ref never blew the whistle because he didn't see it get covered. Puck squeaks out. They bring it around. They have another great opportunity. Kosa again shuts them down. And all hell broke loose when they kind of pushed towards Kosa. I definitely, from my angle, because I was behind the net, a Rockford player's knee, I think, accidentally caught Kosa's mask as he went by. And Albert Johansson definitely took exception to that because he saw it clear as day. And it was a good old scrum right in front of the camera at the end board there. You check the clip on the Twitter page. There's some funny facial expressions in there. One of the Rockford players has cross-handed in a full headlock, and he takes time to make a face at the camera and then go back to business. And then Albert Johansson is up in the boards with his guy, and they're going at it hard enough and breathing heavy enough where the boards fogged up around him. Like they were going at it. And Elmer was in the mix too. They threw a couple pushes. I wouldn't call it a punch or anything like that. And Elmer was in the back corner. Nobody noticed that he had a guy in a headlock too. It's like, which is really funny to see that giant human being put a short guy in a headlock. But they came in to defend their goalie, who's been bailing them out all night, and I appreciated it. That was that that give a shit attitude we look for from this team. We saw it tonight, and I texted our buddy Tyler midway through the second period. I was like, I see some give a shit tonight. Like they're trying. It's not pretty. It's a little ugly defensively, but they're trying. So they come out of the third period, down 1-0. Third period starts, and again, it's like a whole new team. The forecheck was great, playing aggressive, not being too cute with the puck, really good passing, and then trying to take any advantage of good opportunities they could. Comesso, again, playing extremely well for Rockford. After the boys are playing good, you're like, all right, they're going to tie this. You can feel it coming. You can feel the comeback again. It just felt right. And, of course, Zach Aston Reese gets to rickroll the whole arena. And scores a nice, pretty goal.
I wish I was there for Zach Aston Reese goals.
You always miss his goal song, buddy. It sucks. But Shine, so the way this broke down, Shine got a nice takeaway at the blue line and just knew exactly where Aston Reese was because he took it away while he was onside, just shovels it back. Aston Reese is already streaking into the zone, picks up the puck, goes 5-hole. Like, it was beautiful. And again, that's the second time in the past 5 days those two have come together for a really pretty goal that's really important to the team, whether it's a game winner or a game tying goal. The chemistry they have is off the charts right now, and I love it. Zach Aston Reese is on a little heater.
Did you tell me that he's here because of him? He's here because of Shine? Okay.
Yeah, Shine convinced him. They're like best friends. He convinced him to come to Grand Rapids when he didn't have a deal at the beginning of the season. So it's worked out well, I would say.
Oh, yeah.
So that was at the 7-minute, 18-second mark. 11 minutes, 55 in. Berggren with a absolute snipe from the face-off circle right over Comesso's shoulder. I haven't seen that kid shoot like that in a while. He said in the post-game interview, he was asked what did he see there as he took that shot, and he's like, I don't know. I'm not usually the goal scorer. I just close my eyes and shoot. This guy. And I mean, if he closed his eyes and shot, wow, what a shot. And if he's closing his eyes all the time, it explains all the goalposts we hit. But anyways,
I did see he
beautiful shot.
celebrated the goal too. He did a little silly after.
He gave the little come on everybody, it was good. He's feeling himself lately. You can tell since his last call up to Detroit, man, he's been a different player.
Yeah.
He's like attitude's more positive. He's playing extremely well. I think there was a discussion while he was there about what the future looks like, and I think he knows something we don't. So at that point, Griffins 2-1 lead, like 8-ish minutes left in the game. You're like, all right, this is something. The Griffins just shut down Rockford at that point, man. It was a thing of beauty. Just super aggressive on the forecheck, taking away all their opportunities, taking away the passing lanes. Kosa didn't have to do a ton in the third. He did well, played extremely well, but he didn't have to do a ton. He only faced 9 shots. Meso, on the other hand, faced a barrage of 13 shots in that period, and most of them were high danger, high opportunity shots. He had a couple big saves. I think I shared a couple of them on the pod page. He robbed us a couple times there. The game probably should have been 4 or 5-1. But at the end of this one, Zarnik gets the empty netter, gets his 5th of the season. Aston Reese got the assist on that, so he had a 2-point night. Zarnik had a 2-point night. Kosa stopped 22 of 23, allowing only 1 goal again. So in the past 5 games he's played, he's only had 1 game where he's allowed more than 1 goal.
That's important.
The Kosa haters are getting quieter. Did you notice that?
I did notice that.
I like it.
People have been quieter.
People have been a lot quieter. He's silencing them, and as he should. He's playing extremely well, and it's got to be noted. The confidence and poise he has in net right now is just something I haven't seen from him since, the 12-game win streak in Toledo he was on it. This is mid-season Sebastian Kosa in Toledo last year, and if all signs point to what that could end up being for Grand Rapids, that's fantastic news, especially if the offense starts clicking like they are right now. All we got to do is clean up the defense a little, which it should be noted. This was a night without Simon Edmondson. He was out after that hit he took on Saturday night. He did not play tonight. So we got a glimpse of what a Griffins team might look like without him. And defensively, it's a little messy, which, is expected for the first time without him in a long time. But
so what were the lineup changes because he was out? Who took his spot?
So the lineup ended up looking like Johansson, Tuomisto, Rafferty, Newpower, Vollander, Didier. So not a ton of change there besides Newpower coming in. But Newpower and Rafferty together just doesn't work for me. I'm sorry. It doesn't.
Yeah, that's an interesting combination. I understand why you put Albert and Tuo. Albert and Tuo was the first line?
Yeah.
That makes sense. It's odd to see those two, but yeah.
Well, that's what we said would happen if Simon's gone. We said that's probably the pairing we're looking at.
Yeah. That makes sense. Brogan and Newpower, that doesn't make sense.
No.
And then
that makes sense if Emil Viro's hurt, and he is still. So
I would have probably put Vollander on the second line with Brogan. Or Newpower.
I think I would have. I
put Brogan and Didier on the bottom.
Yeah, because Raff and Vollander both play the left side.
And they're both offensive. So yeah,
and the Newpower and Didier both play the right side. I know it is weird. You could tell. Obviously, look at that lineup. That's why it was messy tonight. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's what happened.
The other weird thing is the amount of shots. Travis had texted me. It was it's 10-8 for shots. I was like midway through the first. He goes almost at the end of the second or something like that. And I was like, oh, what a snooze fest.
I mean, again, it was not the most thrilling start because Griffins were playing pretty sloppy and Kosa was doing his thing. But at the same time, they were very evenly matched teams. A playoff series between these two would be rough to come out of for either team. That scares me a lot. But we see this team quite a bit more to go through the season. And who knows what will change. I mean, I don't know. It's going to be an interesting development to watch. Drew Comesso is an interesting development to watch. That goaltender, he's good, man. He's really good. Chicago's got something there, even though they just signed Mrazek to an extension.
Yeah,
they've got something in.
Brother.
Yeah.
That your boy signed for 2 more years. You can't kick him out of your restaurants anymore.
That's a Patreon story right there for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So, highlight players tonight, obviously, Berge with the game winner. He's playing really good hockey right now. I honestly, I really love seeing him and Marco Casper on the same line together. They're both running the second line right now, and
Oh,
yeah,
Marco got promoted?
Marco was the second line center. It was him, Aston Reese, and Berge. Top line was Mazur, Zarnik, Gettinger. Honestly, someone said it in the comments today on Twitter too. Flip Mazur and Aston Reese, and you've got a fun line. I really want to see a Berge Casper Aston Reese or Berge Casper Mazur line.
That would be
dude.
That would be a little fun.
Exactly.
You got two of those guys can score. The other guy can set them up.
Oh yeah, all day. I mean, shoot, Casper's doing the scoring lately. It's crazy. And then it should also be noted that Joel Esperance made a return to the lineup tonight as well. He did go to the bench injured near the end of the game, so I don't know what will happen there. We'll keep an eye on that. But other players that played well tonight, it's got to be noted, since we called him Bambi on skates, Elmer Soderblom is playing some good hockey. He looked good in Manitoba this weekend. We started to see him throw his weight around a little more. We started to see him do the necessary things. And tonight I saw it again, throwing the weight around, making good moves at the puck. There's a post that's on the Twitter page. He comes streaking in using his speed. We haven't seen much of his speed lately. And size to keep the puck out in front of him, away from the defender, and gets a nice little backhand pass over to Lombardi, who can't bury the goal. Unfortunately, he's got a guy all over him. But that play doesn't happen without Soderblom doing what he needed to do. And just, again, playing good hockey. I don't want to hype him up too much because, every time we hype somebody up, they go get a little cool. And then as soon as we talk trash, they go on a heater. So he could do better. But no, he's playing good right now. I liked his game tonight. He was extremely noticeable, especially being on the fourth line, playing fourth line minutes. And then outside of that, Mazur had an all right game tonight. I wasn't super impressed with the game. He kind of looked a little lost at some points tonight, which was super, super weird for him. I think he really wanted to assert his dominance over Rockford after their last couple of games, and he just couldn't find the way to do it, being paired up with Zarnik and Gettinger. That really doesn't line up. Again, put him on that second line. I think he could do his thing.
Yeah. I wonder why they moved Gettinger to the top and then Berge to the second.
Every time Gettinger scores a goal, he ends up on the top line, and then he goes cold and then gets sent back down the lineup. Then he scores and he gets back to the top line. It's just kind of the repetition for him. Outside of that, though, another guy, Albert Johansson, played well again tonight. Another +1 night for him. And Tuomisto, he's not on the score sheet, but I thought he played really well tonight. He's just, again, making smart moves at the puck. Really, really sound defenseman again. Seeing those two together, I was very confident in what the future could be if that's our top pairing in Grand Rapids when Simon Edmondson eventually moves on. Hopefully that's not our top pairing for long because we want Albert to follow closely. But that makes me feel good what we got there. But that's all I have for tonight, man. The Griffins 3 in a row now, 3 comebacks in a row, but 3 wins in a row going into this weekend. So what questions do you have? Anything else?
Where does that move us in the standings?
Where does that move us in the standings?
Third. We're
still in third.
Yeah, still in third. But it moves us ahead, which was important. We needed these 2 points, not to give any to Rockford, even going into overtime. I keep checking Belleville's playing tonight as well. They actually tied it up and went into overtime against Milwaukee.
Boy.
So I keep watching this because I know where we're headed.
We kind of need them to win that game.
Who? Milwaukee?
Belleville.
Yeah, they're on kind of a cold streak right now, so I'd rather them lose. But yeah, I get
either
what
way.
you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, but we'll talk about Belleville more in a second. But
nothing else. On this one? Not that I can think of. You went through the lineup. Nobody got hurt besides maybe Lesby. 3 stars. Costa played well. How were the vibes?
So they were weird. Again, like I said, there was a lot of tension for the first little bit there with just how the game just kept going. It just was the quickest first period of hockey I've ever watched in my life. I felt like it was only it was 20 minutes almost exactly.
That makes sense.
In real time. Yeah. But hey. But I mean, outside of that, it was pretty good. I mean, the crowd was fun. The crowd was into it. One of my friends who happened to be at the game tonight texted me. They're another season ticket holder, and they don't usually come to Wednesdays because their work schedule is like yours. They actually work almost in the same industry that you do. And they were like, yeah, it's weird. Wednesday night crowds are super hockey knowledgeable compared to what you see on the weekends. And I kind of like it. And I was like, huh, that's an interesting takeaway. I'll have to keep that in the back of my mind for the future. But yeah, that was a fun time. It's always fun when the Griffins win on a Wednesday at Van Andel, man. It's good to see them home. They're back this weekend, and it's just nice. The vibes are good.
Vibes are good. Yeah, I don't have any other questions.
Perfect.
Think
Well,
you're
we'll
all
send
set?
it over to the homies at DraftKings for Nick to read a nice ad here, and then we'll come back and give you guys a full preview breakdown of the Griffins' upcoming 2 games with the Belleville Senators and a little Toledo Walleye update and whatever else we decide to throw at Nick tonight. So, Nick, go read the ad.
We know hockey games move fast, but with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL, you can score faster than anything happening on the ice. This week, new customers can bet $5 and get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app with the code THPN. New customers bet just $5 on the NHL and get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code THPN. The crown is yours. Any problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-78-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 plus, age based by jurisdiction, void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. See DKNG.com/hockey for eligibility and deposit restrictions, terms, and responsible gaming resources. NHL and the NHL Shield are registered trademarks of the National Hockey League. Copyright NHL 2024. All rights reserved.
All right, and we're back. Good job, buddy. You did that read so well. Like a month ago.
No, it was like only a few weeks.
That's fair.
So yeah, Chicago beat Manitoba 2-1.
So they're now on an 11-game losing streak.
Who would have saw that coming? Chicago, the Wolves taking down the Moose. Isn't that like their main thing that they eat?
I don't even know where to go with that right now.
What?
But when you said that and I was trying to process it, I looked and now realized the Chicago Wolves are only 1 point behind the Ice Hogs.
Well, I mean, they probably eat hogs too.
I'm sure they do. Wow.
I can't imagine like the rivalry, like the video boards between those two teams, the Wolves and the Moose.
Their media teams are good too, so I'm sure there's fun.
I'm sure they play on it. I hope they do. If not, I'm going to be disappointed. Also,
Man.
another weird streaky team is Bakersfield. The Condors are on like a 12-game win streak, and so is Edmonton is on like a 15-game win streak. I don't know if you noticed that.
The Condors are 8-1, 0-1. Wow.
It's some crazy things going on in the A. But Milwaukee.
The AHL is a weird place.
Yeah, Milwaukee just beat Belleville 4-3 in the shootout. So, which
Belleville
is who we play this weekend. Which, I mean, you and I are both torn on this because I was like, yeah, I kind of want Belleville to lose, and you're like, well, we kind of need them to win, so Milwaukee gets dropped a few points. But yeah, I get that aspect. But
yeah, I mean, we need them to drop as many points as possible. What, Milwaukee now has a 10-point lead over us?
Oh man, that's so many points. I feel, but
it is. But look how things have swung in this division so far. I mean, there was a point in time where we were almost last in the division, and now we're third, and we were well in third. And there was a point where the Chicago Wolves were almost the worst team in the AHL, and they're almost at 500 now. So it's
they figured it out, I think. But all right.
But anyways, Belleville. Let's talk Belleville. We got 2 games, Friday and Saturday, at home against the Belleville Senators. What you got for me?
This is a crazy freaking weekend. But so Belleville's in the North Division. They're not in ours. Their current standings before tonight. All right. So I looked at this yesterday. Cleveland, 50 points. Syracuse, 48. Rochester, 42. Laval, 40. Belleville, 40. 40 points in the Central would put them in 3rd place. So right where we're at.
Laval and Rochester are now tied after tonight's activities.
Oh, good on Laval. Marlies have 38 points, and it looks like they lost tonight to Cleveland. So Cleveland went up 52 points. Marley's still at 38. And then Utica's at the bottom with 35 points, and I don't see a score from them. So, I mean, Belleville's fighting for their lives as well right now. So, should be pretty interesting. We have already played Belleville. We played them twice. We played them in Belleville. I rewatched the highlights for this, and this team has not figured out who to hire for a camera person because the angles there were terrible. If you remember anything about these games, but it was back in December 8th and 9th, and I literally wrote this in the notes. They had a terrible camera angle. So,
well, I mean, if you watch the post-game interview tonight when Jonathan Berggren was asked about, what he remembers from that road trip, it was Belleville was not a really nice town. So he's happy to be at home.
To be able to play them. Yeah, it's
I love that guy.
I mean, what can you do? They're Ottawa Senators affiliate team. So
Unparalleled success, you mean? What?
From both sides of the organization.
Oh.
First game we played, it was a 5-2 loss. Simon Edmondson opened up the scoring. Lesby also scored. Costa had 30 saves, and they were running with Levi Maryland. So saved 26 shots that night. One of the goals against us, want to make sure it was an empty netter. So the other weird stat that I pulled out of this game was 21 shots were in high danger areas. All right. So we gave up. We let them shoot from anywhere. The reason I bring this up because the next night when we played them it was much better. It was we won. It was a 4-3 win. Goal scorers was Casper, Stevens had 2, and Domshine had the overtime winner. It was a breakaway, which
a thrilling overtime winner.
It was because I remember this game a little bit. They had scored like right at the end to tie it. And yeah, because I was out of town, and so then they came back and won it in overtime. So, but they outshot. Oh, good.
And remember, this was the weekend where they played like Milwaukee on Tuesday, went into Belleville, played Belleville, and then had to go to Toronto the next night and play. And I'm pretty sure this was the same stretch where Berggren played in Detroit for 2 games. So this was like that crazy stretch that they went on where things were just wild. So the team was really struggling to figure things out, and those 2, to come back and win that one before going into Toronto, that was huge. That was the biggest confidence booster I think we'd seen for the team in a while. That's where their celebration, they just walked it off. They just went straight for the door and left. That was so great.
That's what I remember is Domshine winning it, and then they just walked off. They're like, "We got to get out of this town." That's probably what they said. Back down the bus. The reason I mentioned that 21 shots were in high danger because the next night Hutch only had 16 saves. Hutch played. They only gave up 5 out of 16 of those shots in high danger places. So that team played much better defensively. Sugard played that night. He had 44 saves. So we just poured it on him that night.
He was good.
He's been very good. This team drafted 3 goalies, which is like one of the weird things that I remember about him last recap game. And Sugard just played a few games up in Ottawa. He had I don't know if you got to see this highlight, but it was a really weird goal. Did they play San Jose? Was it the Sharks?
I think it was San Jose. Yeah.
Everybody thought he had the puck. He thought he had the puck, and it was all the way at the blue line, and they shot it into an empty net. So I mean, it was the strangest goal I've seen happen, and everybody thought the goalie had it. So
at least they didn't score in their own net like Pittsburgh,
or
Pittsburgh.
That was fantastic. 2 Hall of Fame players just completely misread the situation. That goes down in NHL history as the only power play goal without a shot. I don't know if you saw
incredible. That's incredible.
So special teams for the 2 games, Grand Rapids went 1 for 10 and Belleville went 1 for 7. Tonight against Milwaukee, they went 1 for 5. So I don't know if they've actually, they haven't really gotten better at the power play. Their power play is 25th in the league at 16.7%. They don't get a whole lot of chances either on the power play. About 15th in the league before tonight's game. Grand Rapids for comparison, so we're at 21%. That moves us to 5th. Did you know that? We're 5th in the league for power play. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel
That's
like we
good.
were talking about how bad our power play was for a bit.
Yeah, we were. They didn't get any tonight, but
So we fell a little bit. But we have a chance to
it's
pick it back
okay.
up tomorrow or Friday with Belleville. Their penalty kill, 27th in the league at 78%. Guess what? We're right behind them. 28th in the league. So
Oh,
before tonight's. So they are the 11th most penalized team. So
yeah. I wanted to touch on that a little bit because this is like where I'm most nervous to play this team. Like
they're tough.
they're rough and tough. Like that's if you haven't caught on in the NHL, that's the whole shtick, I think, for Florida and Ottawa both. Those teams just like to bully everybody into cowering down so they'll maybe give up the game and win. Like that's how it goes. At least for Ottawa, that's the only way they can get wins. Florida wins because they have skill. But
They do have better skill.
we watched just the other night, we saw a clip and someone from Belleville comes in on Laval goaltender Cascasuo and just absolutely lays him out for no reason whatsoever. And it starts a scrum and it just all out chaos, man. Like that's what this team thrives on. And I remember these games getting pretty chippy when they played them last too. I don't think the Griffins, back down to their level and Griffins played their game at least. But after some of the games we saw the Griffins play recently, I'm nervous.
Yeah, I don't know.
Except
It
for
makes
tonight. If they play like they did tonight against them, we're golden. We got this.
Which Rockford kind of bullied us the last time we played them. Sort of to see them respond back without Simon. I mean, I think that this team is very well coached and very well adjusts. Like we see patterns and Dan's already figuring it out and working on it. I feel like we say stuff a lot, at least twice a week, and stuff gets fixed. So I think we see a better prepared game plan for Belleville this weekend. I was just gonna go. The last thing I had for you before we go into analysis and recap and projections is players to watch for. Uh, Big guy Donovan Sabrango, might remember him. I don't know. Was traded for Alex DeBrincat straight up, and he's not playing too well. I'm just joking. He didn't get traded straight up.
No, he didn't get straight up. No,
Not
there was
straight
somebody
up.
else in a pick in there too. But he is not playing well this season. He's having a rough time.
It's odd. So I see he's played. So when we played Belleville before, he hadn't played a game with Belleville. He was down in the ECHL team, the Outlaws, the American
No,
Outlaws down in Texas.
Allen Americans.
Allen Americans. So basically the same thing, right? At that point, he hadn't played any games. So we're like, well, probably won't see him on this weekend road trip. There is a good possibility we do see him this weekend. He's played 10 games, and most of them were in December. He went through a huge stretch, and in that stretch, 0 goals. He had an assist, 1 point, 19 penalty minutes. So sounds like just like Donovan Sabranko, right? A lot of penalty minutes, not much anything else. But
Yeah,
he didn't play tonight. He didn't play tonight against Milwaukee, so that's what I was looking for. But the game prior, he had 2 penalty minutes, 4 shots. He was a -1. So, but hopefully they get him in tonight, like this weekend. I think that'd be cool.
I think they have to. Like, come on, give us one at least. Not that I want to play against him, but I don't think any of the boys will hate it. I think they'll have some fun with it.
It'll be fun. But they're top guys. So Igor Sokolov, he's a right wing. I probably murdered that last name, but whatever. Drafted 2020.
Nailed it.
Drafted 2020 round 2. He's got currently 12 goals, 13 assists. He's a -9. 7 of his goals have come on the power play. So he is the guy we need to be paying attention to when we are killing the penalty. This is his 4th season with the Belleville team. Top season was last year. He played 70 games, 21 goals, 38 assists, -15. So he's pacing better this year for goals, but not quite on the assist side. So I did throw in kind of their best seasons just to kind of see how's this team playing. Next big guy, Angus Crookshank. He has been playing in the NHL as well. He had a few call-ups. He's played 30 games so far. Oh, sorry. He was drafted in 2018, round 5. 30 games played so far, 10 goals, 13 assists, -4, 22 penalty minutes.
Still one of my favorite names in hockey.
Yeah, everybody likes a piece of him.
Anyways, moving on.
Like he's a piece of meat. This is his 3rd season. His best season was last year. 71 games played, 26 goals, 21 assists, 47 points. That's really it for the forwards. Defenseman, I did want to spotlight this guy as Tyler Cleven. I probably murdered that too, but drafted 2020, round 2. This is his first season with Belleville. He's only played 25 games. He's got 2 goals, not much. He's a defenseman, 10 assists, 12 points, but he's a +6 on the team, and he leads the team. So I feel like he's kind of like that Albert Johansson guy for them. Leading the team in the pluses and setting people up, 10 assists. I mean, that's pretty good.
No, I mean, so you talked earlier. I mean, Sugard is someone that we probably won't see. He's still with the Ottawa Senators. So he has not been sent back down yet. And he's playing well for them as far as I've seen overall. So, I mean, for a guy, he had 16 games played. He's a 2.48 goals against in the AHL and a .92 save percentage. Like, it's not a surprise that he's spending some time with the struggling Senators. They need any spark they can get. So I don't think we'll see him. Mandelays, I think was his last name, was the other guy. I think we'll see a lot of him this weekend. That was another goaltender who was in rotation back when they played us, but we didn't see him. And I've heard he's okay. I mean, he's boasting a 3.38 goals against right now and a .894 save percentage. So if that's the guy we're going to see, that's better than seeing Sugard. I don't want to see him again. He was good. He was so good, and he's huge. So it's like Kosa 2.0, just not as athletic as Kosa. So I'm happy if that's who we end up seeing there. And they don't have a third listed for me right now, unless you found a third, sir.
Yeah. So their third is Levi Merlin. He's got 10 games for him. He's a 3.15 and a .904 save percentage. No shutouts, 4 wins, 4 losses, 1 overtime. He's been rotating because he played on the 19th, the 17th, and then the 14th. And Mandalise has played the 20th, the 17th, and the 12th. And I don't know who played tonight. I can pull it.
So what you're saying is we'll probably see both of them.
Yeah. They put Kevin Mandalise in net tonight. So he was 20 of 23, 3 goals against.
So we'll probably see Merlin, or whatever the heck his name was. Not even gonna try that one.
Yeah. He's split time. It's such a weird situation over there.
I mean, at the end of the day, this team is a struggling team right now, which Grand Rapids needs to take advantage of. These are 2 out-of-division games that could put us in striking distance of Milwaukee if they have a rough weekend. And I mean, you think about it overall here, this is our time to catch up to Texas. They have 43 points. We have 39. If something magical can happen this weekend with these games and Texas struggles this weekend, we could see some dramatic changes in the standings.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm here for.
Belleville's 0-4 in their last 4, and then they're 6-5 in their last 10. So they're not on a great stretch right now. So I mean, like you said, if we can grab some points and get them out of here fast, I think that's what the boys are going to be looking for. I bet you Saturday they try to get out ahead quickly because they have the great skate after.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
They're going to have to be out all night.
But, I want to point out, too, we say this could be the 2 games where we catch up to Texas. Guess who the Stars play this weekend?
Who?
Coachella.
Oh. It's Coachella.
So we really could make up some ground here because Coachella is good. So
still on a heater.
I mean, they're 22-12, 3-1 in the season, so they're pretty good.
So they got a
It's
chance to beat Dallas.
they're evenly matched up with the Stars in like standings wise, but at the same time, like this is the opportunity to move some ground here for the Griffins. An out of division matchup, back to back at home. You're on a heater right now with 3 thrilling comeback wins. Maybe let's focus over the next couple days here. You know, tomorrow's practice and the morning skate on Friday. Focus on our starts, but then keeping our ends the same, which I know Dan Watson mentioned in the post-game interview that the starts have been terrible. He knows that. That's something they will be working on. And as long as they can work on that and maintain everything else, we should have a fun weekend. I mean, we already are going to have a fun weekend. There's so much happening in Grand Rapids over the next 5 days. So I'm excited for this one. These 2 games are going to be fun. I know you're going Friday. I don't think I'm joining you on Friday as of right now, but I know Saturday we're both going to be there. It's going to be a packed building on Saturday. You have, a great giveaway that night, the Flying Toasters jersey for what could have been night. I saw it tonight in person. It's interesting. It's wild. I'm sure it'll do well at the auction. They're fun. But I have no desire to own a Flying Toaster jersey myself.
We get one already.
You get like the I've seen it. It's really it's what you'd expect a door giveaway jersey to be. It probably won't even fit us, honestly. But either way, it's going to be a fun time. We also, you got the Wing Wheel Podcast night that night too, so you're going to have a bunch of probably the rowdier Wings fans who are really in it in the building. You might have a lot of people who this is their first experience in Grand Rapids and they get to see toaster jerseys on the ice. Welcome to the AHL. It's a wild place to be. So I'm excited for this weekend. I think the team could do a lot of really good things this weekend. And based off what we've seen them do, as long as they can figure out how to start better in the first, maintain what they do in the second, and then also maintain what they do in the third, we should see a good weekend. We'll probably see Hutchinson start on Friday. We should see Costa start on Saturday, which I think is everyone that's coming to Wing Wheel Podcast night. I think that's what they want. So that's all going to work out in their favor. Great. Dan is a man of the people. Obviously, they're going to be interviewing him during that live show too. So hopefully you get to go enjoy that and hear Dan Watson talk about hockey. It's something I think you and I both can appreciate and do all day long. We love listening to that guy just talk the game of hockey, honestly. So that'll be fun.
He's intimidating. I don't want to talk to him about hockey.
He's not intimidating. He's fun. He's a fun guy. That's fair.
We got to break him down a little bit. Get him to laugh. I feel like he's so serious.
Right?
He talks circles around me.
He probably talks circles around all of us. We would probably sound very dumb talking to him. But anyways, outside of that for this weekend, I think what you see Marco Kasper continue to play the game he's been playing lately. I think we see that carry forward. I think he's really found his stride in the North American ice. I think you obviously see Berggren play well, and then it was confirmed tonight from Dan Watson that Simon Edvinsson will be in the lineup on Friday after missing tonight's game. So that'll also be a key piece to have back. And outside of that, man, I'm just looking for the team to continue playing their team game that they are. They seem to have found an identity. I don't like that the identity is we'll come back from any deficit, but as long as we keep doing it, I just don't know how long it's sustainable.
Not long, but it's good to see the different styles, that they have been able to overcome. The bullied from Rockford, the last 2 games they played against them, to then respond this way with 3 big goals. I think that's important. I think this weekend is going to be. I think the guys are going to want to put a show on. They know it's sold out. They know it's Wing Wheel Podcast night. They know people from Detroit. Like, they know the Detroit fans are here. They're going to put on a show. They were going to want to start fast and early, and also put up big points, especially they knowing how close we are in the standings. And Texas could. I don't think there's standings watching like we are, but I'm sure none of them know that Dallas plays or Texas plays Coachella. But I think
sure somebody knows.
Maybe Dog knows, but I think it's going to be a crazy weekend, especially with the amount of energy and people that are going to be there. I think they're not going to want to let that down. They're not going to want to let all these people out down. So I see us taking both games.
Honestly, I do too. I'll be happy with the split either way. I'll be happy with the split or take them both. I want fun hockey. I think that's what they're going to deliver. I do not think the boys are going to let the other team push them around. I know that for a fact, and I'm just excited that when the van is packed, man, it's a fun game. It's a fun time every time. We've seen games that are packed where the team's playing like crap, and we still have a fun time.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to see what the crowd's going to bring. I hope it's loud. Hope we get some good goalie you suck chants going. Like, let's just have fun this weekend, man. It'll be a good time.
I haven't been in the van since like a month and a half.
Yeah, they're looking for you.
Yeah, it's been a while, so it'll be good to come back. Friday it's you and me, buddy.
Oh, that's right.
Yep, Friday it's you and me, and then Saturday it's you and me. We're in different spots Saturday, but we'll have stickers to hand out. Come find us.
Yeah, find us. We'll have some stickers, and Nick will do a dance for you if you ask nicely.
Yeah, it depends on how many non-alcoholic beers you bring me, but and we'll be at the podcast event. At least one of us will. So
you should make it. I think you will. We'll both be there. It'll be a good time.
It'll be close. But yeah, I got nothing else for Belleville. I think this Grand Rapids team is better than what we played against them last time.
Yeah.
I think it's I think we should win both games.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I hope another team wins some games this weekend because they've lost 4 of their last 5 is the Toledo Walleye.
Oh.
That was an ugly transition, wasn't it?
Why? Why are
they
what's going on in T-Town? Do they miss you?
They might, man. I think we need to get down there pretty quick here. This weekend would be the weekend to go down. I know the Huntington Center is going to be rocking just like the van this weekend because it is Toledo Storm weekend. And everybody in Toledo loved the Toledo Storm. And I know they're just going to go into this full of energy. The jerseys they'll be wearing are perfect throwbacks to it. They're sick. I'm a big fan of them. And, they're going to celebrate their Riley Cup wins that they had as the Toledo Storm this weekend. So that'll be fun. But yeah, hopefully they can put on a show after, like I said, losing 4 of their last 5 games after going unbeaten in regulation for over a month. They've cooled off completely. And how are they going to come back to earth at this point? Something's got to change here. They are still 24-8-2-3. Let me preface with that. They're still 24-8-2-3. They're not bad by any means. They have hit a bad streak here, which at the same time, I think that happens to every team. I mean, we went through a 5-game losing streak before we got to what we are at now, which hasn't been perfect by any means, but it's been a hell of a lot better than what we saw at the start of the season.
Yeah. We should put up the Elmo on fire screen,
Oh, there you go.
Losing streak. No, it's all right. It's all about balance.
Yeah, it's all about balance here. They're still first in the Central by 9 points and second in the conference, 3 points behind Kansas City. They're 4th in the ECHL behind Jacksonville, Adirondack, and Kansas City. Again, the sky's not falling in Toledo at this point. It's okay to go through a bad couple stretches of games. The thing I think that's made the biggest difference for them is their special teams play has definitely cooled off from where it was at before. They are 1 for 17 on the power play in their last 17, which is not the Toledo Walleye we know. So if you want to know where the difference maker in those few games were, bingo, it's right there. Now, again, they've gone through a brutal schedule recently, and they had this whole week off leading up to the Storm weekend. So I think Pat Mickish and the staff are probably working on special teams heavily. And I mean, once that offense starts clicking, there's no stopping the Walleye. I mean, a team can score 4 goals against them. It's not going to matter. The Walleye are going to go put up 7.
Yeah,
they are truly a gritty hockey team. They don't stop, which will be good for the fans. So I'm excited to see what happens here with these ones. The game on Friday is against Cincinnati. The game Friday is at Cincinnati. The game Saturday is home versus Kalamazoo. That's one to watch because they've struggled with them. And then the game on Sunday is at home versus Cincinnati. And Saturday and Sunday are going to be your Toledo Storm nights. So shout out to Travis, our buddy down there, who we finally got to meet in person at the Wings game we went to. That was a fun time. But he's the one that provides us all the Toledo updates there. He's a season ticket holder down there. We appreciate it. and go find his Twitter page, give him a follow for more Toledo updates from himself directly instead of just hearing it from our two big mouths. But you can find him on Twitter at Trav, Trav 1481. So outside of that, man, what else you got for me for this Thursday episode?
Did you see, speaking of the Storm, did you see the Toledo Storm Twitter page?
It's sick.
They
go all in on these things, dude.
Yeah, they do. I love it. I wish GR did more. Like, where's our flying toaster?
Now that you say that, it might actually happen. Because I've seen them do stuff like they did when we did Hispanic Heritage Night, they changed the Twitter logo to the Los Griffins logo, and I'm sure we might see a toaster. I'm curious if the scoreboard will show flying toasters.
Do you know why they're called the flying toasters?
No, can you elaborate?
Yeah, so the toaster strudel was invented in Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Really?
Yeah.
It's not a joke. You're not just screwing with me right now for fun.
No, I'm not messing with you. The Pop-Tart or toaster strudel was literally invented in Grand Rapids, Michigan.
So we could have been the flying toasters.
We could have been the flying toasters.
That's actually crazy. I learn something new every day. I swear to God, and that's actually a new one. I didn't know that. I know, right?
You're from here,
so we're known as the furniture city, not the toaster strudel city. So
no, buddy, those stores are up everywhere. Furniture city.
So glad these are finally on video so people can see my reactions to this nonsense that I deal with.
So how I found out that the toaster strudel was invented here in Grand Rapids, I'll go into this story to end it. But last year I was a single guy for the beginning of the hockey season, and one profile came up, and it was the girl's father had invented the toaster strudel, and that was her fun fact. And I was like, I don't believe this. So I looked it up, and yeah, it was literally invented here in Grand Rapids. And that's
the dating life just teaches us new facts every day.
Yeah, that's as far as we want to go with that.
Yes, 100%, 100%. The last thing I'll bring up here, because what I said earlier in the podcast, obviously it was not a slow hockey news day. Hockey was weird today. Did you see how the Panthers game started tonight?
No.
It started with a fight off the opening faceoff to start the game, and then the following faceoff after that was another fight.
Did they play the Dan Cena music at this one? What's the guy's name? Mike? John?
There Cena? You go.
I don't know. John, I don't follow wrestling. Sorry. I just got us canceled by 5 people, but it's okay.
Easily.
What is it, John?
John Cena, yes.
Okay. So John Cena, they were playing John Cena music at one of the face-offs because they were fighting.
It doesn't surprise me at all. It literally went from opening face-off, gloves drop. Like there was only like 6 seconds that ticked off the clock, and then next face-off after that, another fight, and then within the first 2 minutes, still there was a goal too. So I don't know what was happening between the Coyotes and the Panthers tonight, but it was wild. Apparently, when I had texted our little group chat, I was like, "Oh, they're playing a civilized game tonight," and then Tyler responded with saying, "Someone pulled the fire alarm at Scotiabank Arena tonight too." So happy Wednesday in the world of hockey. It's been a fun one.
Somebody said there was a sniper in Grand Rapids.
It was Jonathan Barron. So yeah, and outside of that stuff for Wednesday, there was one piece we mentioned we would touch on because it's ECHL related as well. The ECHL officially, they announced like a week or so ago that there was going to be another expansion team in Bloomington, Illinois. And today they announced the team name and logo. Yes.
Is it the Flying Toasters?
No.
Was it close?
No, not at all. You want to go for one more?
Were they like the Dragons?
No, nope. I'm not doing this again.
Somebody should do the Dragons.
They are the Bloomington Bison.
What?
Yep. The Bloomington Bison will be playing in Bloomington, Illinois. Super weird, right?
They don't even have bison there.
I can't confirm or deny that they do or don't have bison in Bloomington, Illinois.
Have you ever seen a bison?
Yeah, they're huge.
Okay.
They're absolutely massive. But let me show you the logo here for you because
Yeah, I was
I
gonna
think
ask.
that's super important.
Oh, what?
There is the Bloomington Bison logo.
I hate it.
I don't hate it.
What is up with all this blue? Why does he look like Abraham Lincoln with the top hat? You've got to be messing with me, right? That is
Oh,
not
that's
the
not.
logo.
This is from the official AHL. I promise. That is it. Why can't you believe me on this? Like that's from the official AHL website, or not AHL, ECHL website, bro. They are the Bloomington Bison. We're gonna follow their Twitter page. Even they've got one now. It's a new one, man.
Oh my god.
But that's another team that's going to end up in the same division as the Toledo Walleye, so they'll be one to pay attention to, for sure.
Okay. I just don't like the blue in the hat. Looking at this.
I mean, the blue makes sense though.
Why?
I don't know.
I just feel like it contrasts so much with the brown and the red, and like it just doesn't match. I don't like it. What we should put out a poll. What are your thoughts on this Bloomington Bison color scheme logo? Did they kill it?
It's interesting. It's interesting. Welcome to the ECHL, Bloomington Bison. Who would have thought? What a way to end the podcast tonight. Just break Nick's brain about an ECHL logo.
If you look at it for like long enough, it kind of looks like Abe Lincoln.
I don't want to stare at it for that long. I'll see it in my sleep, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah. All right.
All right, now that I've sufficiently broken Nick's brain with the Bloomington Bison logo, I think it's time we wrap this up. So, Nick, I think you have some Patreon people to thank.
Yes, we have Randy, Michael, and our newest one, Spencer.
Thank you guys. Appreciate the support for the show there. On top of that, thank you to Hockey Podcast Network for being amazing partners. Thank you to DraftKings for being great sponsors. And shout out to Everything Hockey as well for jumping on the sponsorship train. Make sure you go to everythinghockey.com. Use code WEST, get 10% off your order. With that, I will wrap this up. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Have a great weekend. Go Griffins, and we'll see you downtown at the Great Skate or Van Andel or wherever you're going to be at. We will see you there.
Love you. Bye.